Hey there, this is Darkstar. Thought I would run some PC-24 missions in career mode because my 737 flight failed. So, I really don't like those 737 flights anyway, so I'm giving up on it. So currently I'm in middle of the United States here. I don't even know where right now. Maybe, what are we near here? Taos? I've skied there. Not sure what this little town is up here. That's where we flew in last time. So let's see what VIP flights we can pick up. Because they're paying pretty well right now. Although I had a $10 million 737 flight and I was almost to the destination and it's like, you're too far off. I forgot you can't cut corners on those. Alright, let's see. So here's a flight. Let's see if it's acceptable. I bought a bunch of career mode planes the other day, several more PC-24s in addition to this one that's fairly new. I got a medical one. 21. 3,000 foot. That is just barely long enough, maybe. Keep that, and I don't think there's any arrival here, except for straight in. I want to try to get VFR so they don't pester us. Let's see what this looks like. If it's straight in or if we need to set an extra waypoint. Looks like probably best to set an extra waypoint here and give ourselves a little bit more room. Man, it's coming right down over those mountains, isn't it? Add to flight plan after Drake, I bet. Alright, try refiling that one. We can. I'm not even gonna bother. Doesn't fuel in this thing doesn't work anyway. We have to add fuel. So I'm just gonna do that and save myself a little bit of extra cash. I got 17 million right now, so not doing too bad, but I could buy the fuel if I wanted to. However, let's do. Oh, it's already clean. Okay, good. Had a pretty bad landing the other day and I had to repair the gear. Wasn't too bad. Like 100K out of a $7 million charter. We'll probably damage the gear on this flight too. Trying to get down fast on a 3,000 foot runway. Oh my goodness. A good thing this is rated for dirt fields. I didn't check the departure runway. This game is so fun.
Boarding begins if you're ready, Captain.
Board away.
DSC 98 parking 12 for ground service. Ready to embark passengers.
To embark passengers.
Any chance we could speed up the flight, Captain? Got an important thing in Greenville waiting for me.
An
Thanks.
important thing.
Appreciate it.
Sure. We want to do the startup on this? Why not? Alright, so what do? We'll get the batteries on. We want to get the beacon going. And then make sure fuel's at idle, parking brake set.
TAWS system test. Okay.
Oh yeah, we need to wait for that to come on technically so we can see the engine. We should watch the right engine come on. It's got start. Alright, let's go ahead and get our fueling. Alright, we can start that engine. Start on the left engine.
Hello, everyone. Please give your warmest welcome to our passenger, Mrs. Marks. She's a very demanding yet loyal customer. The service must be impeccable. Have a good flight, Captain.
Kilo Foxtrot Lima, Yankee Traffic Dark Star, Delta Sierra, Charlie 9 or 8 is taxiing to runway Tree.
Okay. And in the PC-24, oh, that looks interesting. This is going to be really interesting. In the PC-24, I don't send the flight plan to the avionics. What I do is I go here, and it generally already has the departure. But I enter my destination, and you can see this is magenta, which means I'm using my keyboard input right now, which you can enable with this if yours is that cyan blue. So we want 3B1. We insert, then we can select our departure here, departure, and we're going to depart runway 33 according to this. And then insert that. And then we click on our arrival airport and we say arrival. And it says 21 visual. Wait, what? There's an RNAV on 32. I wonder if we can still switch this to 32 and do RNAV. And file that with ATC maybe? I didn't see there was an RNAV on 14 as well. We'll go with this one. Arnav. I don't know which of these to use. Let's see. So this might be a good option. That's probably a better one even. Okay, we're coming from this way, so we're gonna go. Now we can delete this since we're coming in a different direction. Refile that, and then we picked this one. So we want to insert that. Now we can activate. There's a discontinuity here, which we can just delete. Normally we would have like a route at that point, but we're gonna go straight across. Alright, that looks pretty good. Engines are looking good. Let's set our trim. I know this goes red, but you need more than 3.5 on this model of the plane. In real life, that might be fine. Alright, now parking brake. Got toe brakes though. Last thing to get dialed in here is let's get our altitude. And on the PC-24, I always go manual and go to 170 to start with. And we will wait on this. Alright, let's get some. So we can taxi here. Now our actual hold short is that way. I'm gonna go this way. I'm not going all the way around there.
Good morning. Today's passenger is Mrs. Marks today. I know, pretty cool. She's one of our best clients, leaving for vacation with relatives. Have a good flight, Captain.
Well, it looks to me like the game picked the wrong runway here. Wind's coming this way, we should be taking off that direction. I like to put this up if I'm going to use external view, so I can see my ground speed. Alright, we got flaps, we got trim, we have our autopilot initially set up, except for heading. Might dial that in here. We can turn on our synthetic vision. this plane is rated for dirt runways. And for its size, it has a relatively short takeoff. I think it's about 1,000 feet less than a lot of similar planes. Looks like we might actually have a hard runway up here. Just a soft taxiway. Is that a runway? Are we gonna get dinged for being on a runway? Hopefully not. I'm just gonna go here anyway, we'll see. And then announce our takeoff to the east.
Kilo Foxtrot Lima, Yankee Traffic Dark Star, Delta Sierra, Charlie 9er 8, taking off runway Tree, east departure. To all passengers, welcome on board this flight to Greenville. I'm First Officer Jessica Huerta, and I'm here to ensure you have an enjoyable flight to Greenville today. If there's anything we can do to make your flight more enjoyable, please let us know. I gently remind you to fasten your seatbelt and that this is a non-smoking flight. You'll find a safety briefing card in the seat pocket in front of you. Prepare for takeoff. Thank you.
Is this actually the runway? I think we need to go. I think the other one was the runway. This is a taxiway. We meant to do that. Surprised we didn't get dinged for entering the taxiway. I mean, for entering the runway. I thought it just had 2 parallel runways. Being stubborn about getting moving here. Make a U-turn? Okay. What are you talking about? Alright, we're gonna set runway heading here, although it looks like, I mean, really, I think we should be taking off the other direction and flying out to here. Did it pick runway 33? Or am I on the wrong end of this thing? Yeah, it did. Hope we don't have a lot of tailwind.
Rotate.
Let's make a nice little left out of here. A left, a right, make a right out of here. goes on. There we go. Already up at 13,000 feet. Let's hold on this heading and go ahead and get our throttle up a little bit and then get autopilot on. And then what do you want? Let's go to 200. Once we're above 2,500 feet above the ground, we accelerate from up to 200 for our climb. That's our climb all the way up to flight level 350, but we're only going up to 290 today, so. Or now, we might climb up higher later. Yeah, we can turn just a little bit. Get into nav mode here. So we're on track. We'll be making a left for our final cross country. Some little rinky-dink airport up here. We're gonna merge onto our track here just in time to make the left turn. So we'll let nav make that turn. Perfect. Just to confirm, we did get gear up, flaps are up. We can get our lights off. We're almost at the top of our climb out. is our flight plan selector. We're going to switch to standard barometer now. Could have done that at 18,000 feet. Should have done that at 18,000 feet, but. And then we can get our seatbelt sign off. You're now free to move about the cabin. Oh, we forgot to get oxygen on. Shame on us. That should have happened on the ground. Alright, and now that we are at cruise here, let's get our auto throttle on. I've never really figured out how to get the auto throttle to properly engage. I'm okay with just manually controlling it. Maybe that's what we should do. I don't have the detents on my throttle to set it to like MCT or whatever. So I just have to kind of wiggle it into place slowly. That's a little too slow. far out as we can zoom. Straight shot. Just a little bit of a curve to it. Alright, let's get some sim rate acceleration going on here. Make sure we're not going to go over speed. We got a 21 knot tailwind, that'll help us. So 444 knot ground speed. Got some high clouds and just little bit of puffs below us. Let's bring up our, get that started so we can see time passing here. And let's see if we can sim rate up a little more without it getting too bouncy. No. We're gonna push over speed here in a minute. I gotta notch that back just a little bit. I just barely touched that throttle. It knocks way too much off. That should be good. And then let's see if we can go to max. That is max sim rate now. Getting bouncy. I would skip to descent if it wouldn't near destroy my plane. Sounds like SU-2 should come out in about a week, and hopefully they'll do some mission reliability fixes. Like, if they could just, I mean, I know they can start the planes correctly. It just doesn't for different planes. Some planes are fine, other ones are terrible. This plane, if you skip to descend, the nose wheel stops working. When you land, you can't steer. But it also starts you way over speed with the flaps. I think it may be the gear out, and you get dinged on that. They need to fix the autopilots and the auto throttles. Need to tighten those up. And ideally they would make them work in sim rate properly. I don't know what they would need to do to make that work, but it seems to me they're not increasing the rate at which the autopilot is given data and can make changes. So it's like the plane's going, you know, 5 times faster, but it's still using the same autopilot logic. So it tries to correct, but it can't handle, you know, those rates of speeds. And like this, just like bouncing the plane around, and the autopilot's not getting a chance to react until it's too late. Let's climb just a little above this. Let's go 32 maybe? Just don't want to be flying through the cloud layer there. We did manage to snag a visual VFR, so we don't have to constantly talk to ATC. If anyone comes on and wants, I can do the flight plan in SimBrief and we can get beyond ATC up. I do like to do that sometimes. I wasn't doing it right now. I'm just trying to get some career flight time in. I bought some planes yesterday, so my funds have started going down. I'm gonna start building those back up. Career mode is better with that last round of server career fixes. It's still pretty unreliable. Like I said, I lost several hours of a 737 flight because I got too far off course on purpose, in a sense. But I mean, I wasn't just wandering off course. I changed my flight plan a little bit. In that mode, it doesn't like you to change your flight plan or anything. I suspect we're going to get a very poor passenger score because it's bumpy. Some audio glitching. Yep, Flight Sim has decided to go crazy. It'll run fine for hours, like, 20% CPU, and then it'll just spike up to eating all the CPU it can get a hold of, and then it starts audio glitching when it does. Now it's back down to 2025. We can see one of the bugs in the PC-24 here, which is the double fuel consumption. So when I look online, it says that total fuel flow should be 850 pounds per hour at Mach 0.65. Now I'm going a little over Mach 6.5, and this is saying fuel flow is 1,020 pounds per hour. Okay, fair enough. But it's burning fuel at 2,040 pounds per hour. what it's doing. And if you look at this end time, that's when you should run out of fuel. This is correct. I should have 2 hours of fuel. I've got 2,000 pounds, 1,000 pounds per hour. I should have 2 hours of fuel, but I will not. I will run out of fuel in 1 hour. Oh, and then this goes on to say it should be 970 pounds per hour at Mach 0.74 high-speed cruise, which is also a little bit of a problem here, because we're only at like Mach 0.71, minus these insane glitches that it does, but at high sim rates. So it's also burning too much fuel. Although I guess we could, let's try, because it says at 45,000 feet. So let's go ahead and climb to 45,000 feet. We'll just use this time here to do some testing. So we're still ticking away at 2 seconds per tick here, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, yep. I do think the fuel flow at 45,000 feet is closer to what it's saying. Sim rate up higher. It does sim rate climb a lot better than it does sim rate cruise. But you can see that like at higher sim rates, it's like the turbulence effects are magnified by the sim rate too. Instead of being a cumulative set of smaller effects, it's like one giant jerk to the whole plane. You see our fuel per hour here is dropping. Since auto throttle's not on, I have the throttle set at the same level. But we're slowing down a little bit as we climb instead of maintaining our faster cruise speed, but the fuel flow is the same. So we can see it dropping down closer to that. Well, we should be somewhere between 850 pounds per hour and 970 pounds per hour. We're not going to sustain 0.74 Mach at this setting. You can see even though our fuel per hour is dwindling, we're going to run out of fuel way before we would have predicted. So it is definitely, you know, it says this fuel flow is like whatever, 700 pounds per hour, and it shows 700 pounds per hour on both engines, and it's consuming that out of both engines. This is what's going on, I do believe. Whereas I think this should be the combination of both, and this should be each individual engine. It should be half that. critical here. All right, we're now at 45,000. I think if we set it to Mach 7.4, we're going to get overspeed. So I'm going to go Mach 7.2. Or 0.72, obviously. Now we see the bad auto throttle behavior where it's spooling up and then slowing down, spooling up, slowing down. Even if we go to normal speed, 2, 3, 4, okay. There it's spooling up. And down. Just does it more slowly now. So interestingly, even at this speed, it's actually consuming, according to this, less fuel than spec. Technically, I'm not going 0.74, so that might burn another 100 pounds per hour, but then it's actually consuming like double that, so it's way higher consumption. All right, I'm gonna go and have fuel before we flame out here. We get to here, we've got about an hour and a half to go, so we want about 3 hours of fuel. That's maybe not quite enough. We'd be kind of running dry, so I'm gonna go and add the last bit, and then that should be fine if we land. But I guess I should plan my routes in this plane at, I think 41,000 feet is kind of an ideal altitude. And you could go up to 45. Alrighty, hey visitor, how are you doing? Just doing some career mode missions, trying to earn some monies. And we lost our visitor. Nobody comes to visit, it's so sad. I don't really care. Whoa, what? Arby's has potato cakes again? I'm gonna get me some of those. We're still marching double time here. I'm gonna back this off a couple of notches because we keep threatening to get over speed. How do I customize my drink? wonder where our top of descent is. Somewhere in all that mess right there. We can do skip waypoint, kind of go up into that area. close are we here now? We're in double time, right? That looks like. So still 300 nautical miles. Wish we could sim rate faster or skip to descent. Trying 1 notch faster sim rate for a bit. Yeah, there it starts to porpoise. There should be some mountains up ahead on the right. The other right. Still a long ways off though. That is just disappointing. Just have to wait. I need to figure out what the altitudes are of each color band here. Let's see if I can Google that. EFB altitude color map, maybe? I had an unfortunate incident with a mountain range in career mode. I need to figure out altitude and have a few questions about how to use the EFB. Is there a way to see height of ground along planned route? Sadly, no. How do I see the altitude of each waypoint? Nope. The in-game VFR map has been improved in 2024. It now offers detailed terrain information. Let's see if this is true. So can we go here? There's no altitude here. And I don't see any altitude here either. So I don't know what they're talking about. What do they mean by the BFR map? I assume they're talking about this, but... Maybe they don't mean that by BFR map. Maybe they mean the globe. Unless they mean something else. Do they mean something else? Is there a different map? I mean, I'd be happy with just like a, you know, an altitude gradient key. No help there. There's someone saying they need a colored key as well. Yes, that would be nice. And 0 response. It would be real nice if, even if you could just click here and see the altitude. Ideally not have to drill down to more info, but the other option would be if there's, could be a terrain key that you could turn on. Profile view, not available. I saw someone talking about this and they're like, we don't have the data we need to get a profile view right now. And I think it means they have the data because obviously they have all the terrain heights. It's just they don't have a way to get to it, right? Probably all this terrain height data's on the server. You know, I'd be fine with just like a rough scale approximation. Could all be pre-computed. It only needs to be within a 1 pixel scale, right? Alright, so that's 75 nautical miles. Did we miss top of descent? Did it move? Let's slow down here. I may have missed top of descent. Let's go ahead and just start heading down. We want to switch this to non-Mach speed because we want to hold about this speed on the way down. We can speed up as we get down, but vertical speed mode, start, well, okay, I need to turn this down first. And now we want vertical speed mode, we can go down. I think I accidentally grabbed this one. Oh, I clicked it on the FMS is the problem. There we go. Actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and get my flaps down to 15. So we've got about Yeah, we're way late here. I think I was busy looking on the terrain map. So we might have to do a hold pattern here. What we're gonna do though is we're gonna start getting our speed brakes out. We're gonna descend sort of rapidly. This plane can descend quite rapidly with the speed brakes fully out. And we've got our flaps out. So what we want to see are those engines start slowing down. Why are the engines not slowing down? It's just bizarre. I'll do it myself. Okay, so that's 15 nautical miles, 30, 45. We should be fine, actually. Okay. Got auto throttle back on. Not sure what I was doing wrong there, but like this, clicked things probably accidentally. One thing we could do is go ahead and get our VNav on here. And we want to descend to 4,700 initially. So we'll call that 4,000 for now. With VNav enabled, when we get there, it will pull us out of the descent to get on the vertical path. But I'll try and smooth that out a little bit. So we're about 30 nautical miles from this turn now. Let's see if we can get, nope, there is none. Are there any charts? FAA charts. Hey, there's some FAA charts. What did we decide on here? 32? Let's try 124.175. Oops. $24,175. See if we can get some weather info. But we're coming down below 18,000 feet. I'm going to go ahead and take standard barometer off, and then we'll tweak our barometer here as we get down. Shallow us out here just a little bit. Speed's creeping up. It's 12475, right? 175 or 175. Okay. Okay, there's V path. So it's going to shallow out our dive quite a bit, so we want to get speed brakes off here. Maybe the in-game doesn't have weather on this channel, because we should be picking it up by now. Let's see, what's our, I don't know what we should be using here. Unicom maybe? 1228.
Kilo Bravo Sierra Tango Automated
Is
Weather
our weather?
Observation 1800 Zulu. Wind 196 at 10. Visibility 10. Sky condition ceiling 1,800 foot overcast. Temperature 6C. Dew point tree C. Altimeter tree 01267. Kilo Bravo Sierra Tango Automated Weather Observation 1800 Zulu. Wind 196 at 9er. Visibility 10. Sky condition ceiling 1,800 foot overcast. Temperature 6C. Dew point tree C. Altimeter tree 01267. Kilo Bravo Sierra Tango Automated Weather Observation 1800 Zulu. Wind 196
Passing
at 9er.
10,000 feet.
Visibility 10. Sky condition ceiling 1,800 foot overcast. Temperature 6C. Dew point tree C. Altimeter tree 01267. Kilo Bravo Sierra Tango Automated Weather Observation 1800 Zulu. Wind 196 at 9er. Visibility 10. Sky condition ceiling 1,800 foot
Is
overcast.
it not going to shut up?
Temperature 6C. Dew point tree C. Altimeter tree 01267. Kilo Bravo Sierra Tango Automated Weather Observation 1800 Zulu. Wind 196 at 10. Visibility 10. Sky condition ceiling 1,800 foot overcast. Temperature 6C. Dew point tree C. Altimeter tree 01267. Kilo Bravo Sierra Tango Automated
Oh
Weather
my
Observation.
goodness.
1800 Zulu. Wind 1906 at 10. Visibility 10. Sky condition. Ceiling 1,800 foot overcast. Temperature 6C. Dew point. Tree C. Altimeter tree 01267. Kilo Bravo Sierra Tango.
Okay. Finally got that to shut up.
Tree Bravo 1 traffic Dark Star Delta Sierra Charlie 9er 814 miles south 8500. Fort inbound to land runway 21.
Alright, we've got gear at 15. Looks all snowy out here. So when we make our turn onto final here, we'll get our gear down, full flaps. We'll start slowing down to our final approach speed. We'll announce on final. Alright, gear coming down. And full flaps. Okay, approach mode is activated.
We'll start our descent soon to Greenville, Mun. We expect to land in a few minutes. It's currently 4:10 a.m. and temperature is 46 degrees Fahrenheit in Greenville. On behalf of our captain, thank you for choosing Radiant Airways today. We wish you a pleasant stay in Greenville, and we hope to see you again very soon.
So quite a bit of wind right now. We got a 30 knot crosswind. There's no way I can land this plane in a 30 knot crosswind. We might have to circle around and find another runway. Let's start looking at what our options are here. So we're not getting good weather information here, that's for sure. But we would want a runway, maybe 21 would be better. That one's only 3,000 feet. If we have a pretty good headwind, that's no problem. So we'll watch the wind as we come down here. If not, we will... we'll have to make a, I guess, a right out here, circle around, and try and come back in on runway 21. Let's go ahead and get this up just in case we need to do that. We want to be going about 115 here, but with this much wind and gusty bouncing around, I don't feel comfortable going that slow. We're going to try 120. We're on the vertical guidance. That's about 7 nautical miles out now. Very gusty. Winds have died down a bit, but we still have a 25 knot crosswind, but only a 6 knot headwind. So we might make it. Otherwise, let's try 21 next. 21 would be flying in this way, and the wind should be coming from somewhere around there. Knot crosswind now.
$500.
I'm gonna slow back. Slow down a bit.
500.
How are we doing? 10 knot crosswind. Alright, we're gonna give this a shot here.
Stall. 100. 100. Stall. Stall. Stall.
Whoa!
Stall.
Nope, that was not wise. We're gonna do a go around. That was super rough. Let's get flaps and gear up. Gear may not come up. Aye. most of the way. Man, that bounced us around hard. Let's uncheck these. Let's see. Maybe we can get some autopilot going here. Altitude hold mode, maybe. I have manual throttle control for now. We wanted to try 21, that's a visual, straight in, insert, activate. Gonna have some gear repair to do when we finally land, assuming it doesn't crash us on landing. Oh. Alright, let's do a turn here. We want to go direct to here, activate nav. Hopefully not hit any mountains. VNav. At the runway, we want to cross at altitude. Fly, activate. That should fly us down close to the runway. So we're a little far out, but I wanted to give myself plenty of time. Need to evaluate the winds here. Not looking good again. How do you have crosswinds from every single direction? Alright, let's see if we can we go auto throttle here? Start slowing down. I'm gonna turn those blue things on. Oh, I guess they were off. Why were they on? Alright. So we have VNAV armed. We are below the current VNAV path. I'll start easing the speed down here. We should start our descent pretty soon. This is not an RNAV approach anymore, it's just a visual. I just spent 100 grand getting the gear fixed on this thing. Now I'm gonna have to do it again. Are we gonna hit these mountains? Is this a viable approach? I'm starting to worry that we're not gonna make it over those mountains there. We're gonna turn to the right here just a little bit, right at that peak. That's... yeah. I can see the runway there. We do our own vertical speed of just a little bit. So that we're not too far off the vertical path here. But I don't want to hit that mountain for sure. Winds are looking really good right now. We got all headwind. think we have a better shot of landing here, even though it's a shorter runway.
Stall.
Come on.
500.
You're supposed to auto throttle.
Stall. Stall. Stall.
Alright. Okay, we have VNAV armed. I'm just going to do it by hand here. It's still very, very gusty. Alright, I think I'm just going to take over throttle and autopilot off. We do have gear down. We're full flaps. We got 3 greens on gear. I don't know how they're going to perform here.
500.
Alright, now we're going to have to come down pretty hard to stop in time. We are going to get the spoilers out as soon as we're down. Crop these trees.
100.
Maybe. Oh, it's too much flare. Way too much. Alright. We made it down. Now what? Okay. That's weird. Normally you have to make it to parking. Whoa. I guess if you break your airplane, you don't score very well on respect the conditions of the aircraft. That's not very good. It should have been a little more. I love how we go up several levels in one shot on a bad mission. Now we gotta go fix our airplane. Charter. Oh, it doesn't say it's inoperable. Yeah, it does. Okay. Alright, we're just gonna fix it all. Let's see, anything else? Nope. Normal wear and tear on that. We already did that one. Let's see, electrical, normal wear and tear on that. Lights, we can go ahead and maintain our lights. That's just normal wear and tear, and this is probably just like oil and stuff, yeah. So, engines are still good. And we can wash it. Cool. Not too bad, all things considered. I wonder where our little vision jet is, but I think I'm going to call that an afternoon and might do some later.